Good morning, everybody. For those of you, I have some new folks. It's Laura Beth, so welcome. This is your gentle flow and kind of deep stretch class. So today, I'm going to have you maybe grab a strap. If you have a block, that might come in handy as well. As you can see, I'm sitting on a meditation cushion only because I am pretty sore today and pretty tight, and I'm trying to get my knees to hang lower than my hips. And so this just releases some of the tension if you elevate your seat. And then it kind of lifts you. You want to sit more on the edge than on the center of it. So I can show you from a profile view so that your hips tilt forward and your knees can hang down. So taking a moment to kind of get yourself settled in. And then I wanted to share with you a book that I'm reading. It's called One Simple Thing. And it's a new look at the science of yoga and how it can transform your life. It's by Eddie Stern. He's an Ashtanga practitioner, teacher, and he's amazing. And this book is a great read. And so when we talk about vinyasa, which is kind of the yoga that we've been doing, right? It's the vinyasas you typically move through, like up dog, down dog, chaturanga, all that stuff, right? Which in a gentle class we don't typically do. And we're not going to today, but we might do some half vinyasas, things like that, to just move the body, but we won't take any chaturangas unless that's something you do on your own. But just something that he explained that I thought was great to read, and I wanted to share it with you today as you move into your practice, whether it's today, tomorrow, whenever, that the vinyasas have three primary benefits. They create heat in the body, which is cleansing, and that's what we're trying to do with our yoga, even if it's gentle, right? They create strength of the breath, which helps us to concentrate. And they create the appearance of a flow, which can be absorbing for the mind. So vinyasa describes the action of synchronizing the breath and the movement. And breath and movement are a natural pattern of the body, the nervous system, and respiratory system. And vinyasa maximizes the effects of this pattern. So our bodies are a collection of physiological processes that all follow patterns, and likewise, our bodies and breath are in a constant pattern with each other. So if you've practiced pranayama with me before, you might notice the quality of your mind after you've been just focusing on your breath for a few moments. And it's usually a lot more calm, right? It's much more tranquil. And if you can get a practice in, a physical asana yoga practice where you breathe the whole time and you do get that linkage of the breath to the movement, I think you will also find that at the end, it feels a little bit more peaceful. Not to say that if you lose it, it's not going to work, or that's not it at all. It's not exclusionary. But those miraculous practices where you breathe the whole time, so the breath can be hard, I do find that afterwards you're just like, right? It feels great. So today we're going to start off, since we're in our seated position, roll your shoulders back and down, and I want you to sit up nice and tall. Let your shoulders soften down from your ears. Pull your belly in and up so you're supporting your low back. There's no rounding here. The knots on your shoulders pull away from one another. And your spine stacks on top of itself, one vertebra on top of the other like a staircase. So when that happens, the lumbar spine, all the way through your thoracic spine, your cervical spine, it becomes like a staircase, and it's supported one on top of the other, and then the head rests naturally and effortlessly on top as the crown of your head reaches. So just notice for a moment the length I hope you have found just by doing that. And then if you feel comfortable closing down your eyes, do so. Otherwise, just gaze at a fixed point in front of you so that you can concentrate. Empty out your lungs. Samavriti pranayama. So just your even inhale and exhale. Take a deep breath in for 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Last 2. In for 2, 3, 4. Out for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Deep breath in. Complete breath out. You can flicker open your eyes. Take this pause to notice the quality of your mind. Maybe it's different from whenever you sat down originally on your mat. I'm hoping that maybe the monkey mind has subsided a little bit and you feel more at peace, more calm. If you are going to use the playlist that I provided, now's a great time to set that up. I'm waiting -GW. And then let's find ourselves flat on your back. So lift up, remove whatever support you were sitting on. Lay it off to the side. You might use your block or your cushion later. And then roll down until you're flat on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Your heels in towards your sits bones and let your knees just hang comfortably open. Relax your brows. Breathe in and know that you're breathing in. And breathe out and know that you're breathing out. Now if this feels uncomfortable, you're going to just bring your knees up and the soles of your feet flat on the ground so that your low back can root down into the earth. Otherwise, stay right where you are for maybe 5 more breaths, right? In this supine butterfly pose. You can take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or anything else that feels comfortable for your palm. I want you to take this moment to connect to yourself. Nothing else matters. Just you, your mind, your body, your breath, your practice. On your next inhale, press your feet forward. Reach your arms up overhead. You could interlace your fingers and kind of flip your palms towards the back of your mat. But then release your hands so that you can roll out your wrists and your ankles. And let your low back arch up and away from the mat. Take an inhale. And then hug your knees in towards your chest as you exhale. Relax your shoulders. And then gently rock side to side so your knees can go to the right and your gaze to the left. Come back through center and then knees to the left, gaze to the right. I prefer you to have your ankles right next to each other rather than crossed so that your hips are level, right? When you cross your ankles, you lift that hip up slightly. All right, y'all. Come into center. This is where you could grab your strap or your towel, whatever you might like to use as a support for extension. Keep hugging your right knee in and let your left leg go long. So you don't need your strap just yet, but have it close. Relax your shoulders back and down. And then really hug your right knee in towards your chest. You might notice that the right thigh starts to slide off of your rib cage. Some of you might be like, that's not even close to happening, and that is perfect too, right? But some of you will have the space without pushing or pulling or fidgeting. Your right knee will just slide up in towards your armpit. When you feel sensation and you can stay and breathe there, that's where you stop. Anything else is extra. Take an inhale. And then grab your strap and loop it around the big toe, the ball mound of your right foot. And extend your right leg long. Now both feet are active, so if you can see my left foot down on the ground, it's not hanging out or in. It's active and the toes are pointing up. Now choke up on your strap a little bit, and if you don't have one, just interlace your fingers around your hamstring, right? Find a way, it's all good. And then relax your eyebrows, your jaw. If the hamstrings are tight, you're gonna take a baby bend to your right knee, so that you don't overextend your muscles and overstretch and move into the tendons and the ligaments, right? Good. And then when you're ready, either take both ends of the strap into your right hand or take your right hand to your inner calf. Left arm opens out. No, actually, left hand to your left thigh. Let's go there so that it stays rooted down. And then take your right leg out to the right and turn your gaze to the left. So getting into your right inner thigh, your groin. Breathe, relax your shoulders down. Good. And then as you inhale, slowly bring your right leg back up. Take the straps into your left hand. And then now take your right arm out to the side body, palm face down, and let your right leg cross over. And then turn your gaze to the right. So your leg is moving left and your face is turning right. Pull your low belly in slightly so you support your low back as you twist here. And then let your right leg re-extend back up to the sky. And then release the strap. Hug both knees into your chest and rock side to side. Now keep your left knee in, extend your right leg long, but flex your right foot so the leg stays active. Interlace all 10 fingers around your left shin and draw your knee up and towards your chest. Perhaps the leg slides over to the lateral rib cage or to your shoulder. Good. Take an inhale. Completely exhale. And then one more breath in. Find your strap. Loop it around your left ball mounds. And then as you exhale, lengthen your left leg up to the sky. Now you could just have your hands interlaced around your left hamstring. If you do have a towel or a strap, try to choke up on it and get a little bit closer to your foot. And flex your foot so your heel is actually what's leading your foot, your leg to the sky. Nice, y'all. You can have a bend as generous or as small as you need in your left leg. And from here, left hand takes the straps, right hand to your right thigh. Inhale. Left leg opens to the left, gaze to the right as you exhale. Relax your shoulders back and down. And then you inhale, left leg back to center. Switch the straps to your right hand. And then exhale, left arm out to the side, body palm faces down. Your left leg is now crossing to the right. Get a spinal twist here. And then you inhale, lift your left leg back up, nice and slow. Release your strap. Exhale, hug both knees in and rock side to side. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of options here. You can watch the first couple of rounds if you need to. We're going to take spinal rocks and rolls forward and backward, but we're going to do something that's called a baby chi sit-up, right? And so don't panic. Your hands come down to the ground next to your hips. On the inhale, you're just going to rock back to your degree. On the exhale, you can use your hands, press yourself forward, bring the soles of your feet together for a butterfly pose. You could press your palms together and reach forward. So as you inhale, you roll back. Close your knees, low back round so it doesn't slap against the ground. Exhale, rock forward, soles of your feet together. Press your palms and reach forward. Take as many of these, I wouldn't do any more than 5. But try to find a supple sensation across your spine, and then a fluid opening of the groin, the inner thigh, and your hips. You can use your hands on the ground for support. You don't have to use your core, right? I mean, your core is going to engage, clearly, but just find something that works for you. There should be no pain in the knees. Take your last one. Come forward. And then hold butterfly pose. So relax your shoulders back and down. Hands can come to your feet if that feels good to you. And then the choice is yours to stay lifted or to come forward if you want. Breathe here. Good. And then slowly press yourself back up. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Bring your knees together. And then come into your box pose. So stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Your knees come underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide so you have a good base, a nice level of support here. And then on your inhale, I want you to really extend your belly down towards the ground. Lift your chin, your gaze, your tailbone. And then as you exhale, arch your upper back, tuck your chin towards the notch in your throat, and separate your shoulder blades. Inhale the belly down. There's a sway to your low back, but the eyes of your elbows are forward. And then you exhale, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and dome out your upper back. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, belly up. Find your neutral spine on your inhale. And then press your right foot to the back of your mat as you exhale. So your right foot is down. Slowly rock forward and backward here. Get into the fascia between your toe pedals and the ball mountains of your foot on the right leg. And stretch your right calf. Keep your belly pulled up to support your low back. Nice, y'all. And then when you're ready, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, lift your right leg. And on the exhale, cross your right foot over to the floor. So take it all the way outside of the left edge of your mat. Stay on the ball of your right foot. Look down to your left leg. You want your hip, your thigh, and your knee to be in the same line. And then you pull your right shoulder forward and gaze over your left shoulder. So your right side body is getting a nice long stretch. And then as you inhale, slowly let your right leg lift back up to a 3-point balance. On your exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip, yawn it open. So send your right heel towards your left glute. But you would, preferably your shoulders are still squared off and level to the front of your mat. And then you circle it out a couple of times here. Go in the opposite direction as well. And then re-extend your right leg on the inhale. Take your right foot out to the side of your room, the side of your mat as you exhale. So it looks like this, right? Your right leg and all 5 toes point forward if possible. And then stack your shoulders over your hips as you inhale. Reach your arms up overhead. And then let your left hand come down to the ground, to a block, to a support as you exhale. And your right arm reaches up and over. So keep pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Keep your right foot flat. What I'm looking for here is for your right side floating rib to lift off of your hip as you breathe. You could circle your right arm around a few times if you need some movement, some fluidity in your right shoulder. If you circle, make sure you go in opposite direction as well. Awesome. On your inhale, shoulders back over your hips, arms up overhead. Exhale, slide your right fingertips down your right leg and lift your left arm up and over. Stretch through the left side body. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then inhale, both arms high. Exhale, bring your hands down. Shift your hips back to a funky child's pose. So leave your right leg where it is. You can stay with your hips lifted over your left knee if that feels better. Or bring your hips down to your left heel. Walk your hands forward or bring your forehead down. On your next inhale, stack your shoulders back over your wrists. Lift your hips. Float your right leg back. And then on your exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb and slide your left knee back. Now you're going to leave your hands down on the ground, framing your front foot. On the inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, slide your hands back, straighten your right leg, and flex your right toes, hips over your left knee. Your hands can be on blocks or down on the ground. The choice is yours. Inhale, walk this back forward. Broaden your collarbones, lift your chest. You might come onto like the tips of your fingers. And then exhale, shift it back, straighten your right leg. One more time. Inhale, walk yourself forward. This time maybe you take your hands to your right thigh, roll your shoulders back, and then lift your chin. Chin back down to neutral, hands to the ground. Hips shift back, straighten your right leg and flex your right toes. There's no pain, hopefully, around your kneecap, so gentle there. Staying right here to open up the backside of your right leg, or as you inhale, just lift your chest. Exhale, walk your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Keep flexing your toes back towards your shin, and light up your IT band area a little bit here. Good, y'all. Keep breathing. And then you come back to center. Walk yourself forward. Curl up your back toes. Lift your back knee. And then exhale, step your left foot to meet the right and take your forward fold. First one of your practice. Feet can be hip-width distance apart. You can grab opposite elbows. Take your chest to your thighs. And there's probably a pretty generous bend in your knees. Even if you're naturally flexible, I hope you take care of your hamstrings by going into all of this slowly. Right? And then you sway side to side if you like that. Then bring your hands down to the ground. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And then hands down. Step your feet back and soften your knees to the earth. Hips to your heels as you exhale for a child's pose, Balasana. Roll your forehead from side to side. And then press back up into your box pose on the inhale. Now listen up. We're going to do that whole thing, even with cat and cow, over again. But this time, turn your fingertips either out to the side edges of your mat for a wrist stretch, or flip them back towards your knees and your shins for a wrist stretch, right? Spread the fingers wide. And then on your inhale, let a soft belly drop down. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And as you exhale, arch your upper back, navel to your spine. So I'm left-handed, and I feel this a lot more in my left forearm. Inhale, belly down, lift your chin, lift your tail. And then exhale, belly up, navel to your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, last round, belly down, lift your gaze. And then exhale, belly up. Neutral spine as you inhale, and flip your fingertips back towards the top of your mat. And then step your left foot to the back of your mat as you exhale. Now start to rock forward and backward. Stretch your left calf. Good. Pull your belly in and up. And then when you're ready to stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, inhale, lift your left leg. On the exhale, cross your left foot all the way over to the right so that you can pull your left shoulder forward, but keep your right hip, your thigh, your knee stacked. And then gaze over your right shoulder. Good. On the inhale, come back to your 3-point balance. Lift your left leg. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Stack your hip, yawn it open. Your gaze is just in between your forefingers, right, y'all? So really shine your left hip open to the left. Try to kick your left heel towards your right glute. Circle it around if you want it. And then when you're ready, re-extend your left leg. And then take it out to the side body. Drop your left foot down on the ground. So no holding there, right? On your inhale, take your shoulders over your hips, arms up overhead. As you exhale, right hand down to your block, your cushion, your earth, whatever it is that you've got, and then reach your left arm up and over. Bow out through the left side body. Draw the top of your pubic bone up towards your navel if you feel this at all in your low back, right? And then maybe you swim your left arm around. Nice. And then as you inhale, shoulders over hips, arms overhead. Exhale, left hand to your left shin. Right arm reaches up and over. Look for length. And then you inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hands to the ground, hips to your right heel, chest to the earth or to the right thigh, and walk your hands forward for your funky child's pose. You can always stay lifted. If that's too much for the right knee or for your left inner thigh and groin, stay high. Slowly gain flexibility by not pushing yourself too far right out the gate. Now, if you already have some of this kind of stuff, you've got to dance the line and know where to go, right? On the inhale, shift yourself back up. Shoulders over your wrists, right hip over the right knee. And then your left leg floats back. Lift it to about hip height. And then exhale, step your left foot forward and slide your right knee back. Now your hands stay down on the ground those first 2 rounds. So inhale, pull your heart forward. Let your right frontal hip area open. And then exhale, shift yourself back. Straighten your left leg, chest towards your thigh. Inhale, walk it forward. Open your chest, lift your gaze maybe, right? And then exhale, shift it back. Left toes towards the shin. Left hip back, right hip forward. Last one, inhale, come forward. Maybe you bring your hands to your left thigh, roll your shoulders back and down, and then lift your chin. Stretch your throat, your neck. And take your chin back to neutral, hands to the ground, hips back. You might have your blocks on either side of your left leg. I like to inhale, lift my chest, pull it forward, lengthen my spine, exhale, navel to the left thigh bone to pull the hip back. You can stay right here, where you inhale to lift, exhale, walk your right hand to the outside of your left foot, just to get a little bit more into your IT band area. You're not trying to stretch your actual IT band, but you're trying to get into all the fascia and everything else that's around it. It makes it feel like the IT band is tight, right? It's really everything else. Come back to center. Walk yourself forward as you inhale. Curl up your back toes, lift your back knee, and then step your right foot to meet the left as you exhale, forward fold. Chest to your thighs, relax your shoulders. This time on your inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up, look up. And then exhale, hinge back to your hips, chest to your thighs, crown of your head down. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. So feet are about hip width distance apart. Hands are about shoulder width distance apart. If you notice that you're struggling to get the heels down or the legs straight, go ahead and bend your knees, lift your heels, and then really find the space to lift your hips up and back so it creates that inverted letter V shape with your body. Relax your head down towards the ground. Take one more inhale. We're just building a little heat. Come down to your knees as you exhale. Tops of your feet down. Sit back on your heels. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now, if you have anything going on with the neck right now, go gently into this part, right? So, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Make a fist. Roll your shoulders back and down. So your crown is lifted, the chin is neutral. Take an inhale, and then slide your fist over to your right side waist. It's going to kind of rest right on top of your right hip. And then let your right shoulder soften back down. All right, so from here, crown of your head lifts, that's your inhale. And then right ear to your right shoulder as you exhale. Now your left shoulder is going to try to lift up. But we're looking to lengthen the neck on the left side, right? So allow for that to happen. And slowly bring your head back up. Your fist slides back down towards the sacrum. Roll your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, take your fist over to the left side waist, your left hip. Lift here as you inhale. And then take your left ear to your left shoulder as you exhale. When the right shoulder tries to lift up, don't let it. Let it stay heavy. Breathe. And then the crown of your head lifts back up. Slide your fist down your sacrum. And then slowly release as you exhale. Now from here, we're going to take just a little bit of standing stuff to cleanse and burn through the body a little bit. It will be gentle enough, so take it at your level and take breaks if you need to. Your hands are down. Curl up your toes. Lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Now on your inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your head beyond it, open. You can circle this out just like you did when you were on your back knee. You could also come back down to your back knee. And then re-extend your right leg as you inhale. Step your right foot all the way forward as you exhale. Stay on the ball of your back foot, but wiggle your back foot back. So on your inhale, bend into your right knee. You might notice that your hips lower a little bit. And then as you exhale, straighten your right leg and shift your hips back. You can leave your left heel lifted. It doesn't have to be a perfect pyramid pose. Your hands could be on blocks, right? So do that if it feels good. Inhale, bend back into your right knee. This time kind of lift your chest a little bit more. Exhale, shift your hips back. Straighten your right leg. Inhale, bend back into your right knee. Now if you'll squeeze your inner thighs towards one another energetically, even though they're not touching, maybe your hands can come to your right thigh, and you slowly lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift, 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 lift your gaze. One more inhale. Walk your hands back down. This time, bump your left hip in, your left foot in slightly. Straighten your right leg and let your chest drape over your right thigh. You can stay right here, or you can inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, walk your left hand over to the outside of your right foot. So a little bit deeper into that IT band work. You can skip it, y'all, right? But if you need that, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, if it's really tight and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so hard, it's probably because you need it. But I don't want you to hurt yourself, so you got to ease into it. We're all going to take one more inhale, and then walk your hands all the way to the left, all the way to the opposite long edge of your mat as you exhale. Turn your toes slightly inward, or at least parallel, and then inhale, halfway lift, crown forward, tail back. Exhale, chest in between the thighs, crown of your head down. Let your head hang so your neck is long. And then you can be still, or you could kind of bend into alternating knees. If you want some movement here, you could brush your fingertips across the ground, right? What do you need, fluidity or stillness? Or a little bit of both? And we all bring our hands back to the ground. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Your hands are to the inside of your right foot, and let your left knee soften down. All right, so you're in your low lizard lunge. So you could stay right here. If you have your cushion or your blocks, you could bring your forehead down, I cannot say the right words today. You could bring your forearms down to your cushion or your block. Some of you will have the natural space to just come all the way down, right? So you're here for about 5 more breaths. Find something that's going to give you the space you need. You could turn your right toes out to like 1 or 2 o'clock. You could open up your right knee or right hip. You can bend your left knee and bring your heel towards your glute and stretch your quad. Your left toes come back down to the ground if they did. Anything else? Right hand comes back to the ground if it lifted. Lift your chest, turn your right toes back towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale. Heel toe your right foot towards the center of your mat as you exhale, and then keep heel toeing your right foot all the way over. So come into your half pigeon. Right knee is bent, your shin is anywhere between parallel to the top of your mat, or your right heel all the way in towards your left hip. Find something that feels like stretch, but there's no pain in the right kneecap. If you feel tension or pressure in your right knee, flex the foot or bring the heel closer in towards your pelvis. Glance back, you want your left leg to be long and strong directly behind your hip. Lift your chest as you inhale. And then walk yourself down as you exhale. You're here for a full minute. So try to get into a space where no fidgeting is necessary. If you notice you feel tight today, you could slide a block or a bolster underneath your right hip to kind of lift you and level you if you need that. lift your chest, walk your hands back, and then roll to the right and let your left leg come out in front of you. Bring the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. And your left leg is just long out in front of your hip. Arms up overhead as you inhale. And then fold over your left leg as you exhale. Relax your shoulders back and down. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Cross your feet at the ankles so that you can roll forward and just step back to your downward facing dog. Unless you're vinyasa and you still look different today, do that, you know. And then when you're ready, lift your left leg up as you inhale. Bend your left knee, stack your hip, yawn it open as you exhale, and then you can circle it out if you want. Just like we did earlier. And then re-extend your left leg, inhale. Step your left foot forward as you exhale. So hands down either on your blocks or on the floor, framing your front foot. Wiggle your right toes back. And then you inhale, pull your heart forward. You'll notice your hips lower slightly. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Straighten your left leg. It's okay for your right heel to stay lifted. Inhale, bend back into your left knee, lift your chest, maybe lift your chin, your gaze. And then exhale, hips up and back, left leg straighten. Inhale, bend back into your left knee, this time coming up. So squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. You can bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, roll your left side, roll your shoulders back and down, pull your belly in. Maybe you lift your chest, lift your chin, lift your gaze. One more inhale, and then slide your hands back down to the ground. Bump your right foot forward, straighten both legs, both feet flat, pyramid pose on the exhale. Press down into the big toe ball mound on your left foot. Notice the sensation it creates. And then you inhale, you could lift your chest, pull your heart forward. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Get a little bit deeper into that IT bend stretch. Navel to the spine. Take one more inhale. And then we all unravel to the right, to the long edge of your mat as you exhale. Crown of your head is down. Good, y'all. And then inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Feet, your hands to the inside of your left foot. Wiggle your right toes back and soften your right knee down to the ground. Coming to your low lizard lunge. So you stay here. I always say starting here is the best because you kind of know everything that's going on in your body. So your left knee tracks the shin, the heel, the ankle. Only when you're here and it fits like a glove and you just need more, that's when you start adding on the other stuff. Like coming down to the forearms, even if it's on blocks or on your bolster. Or rolling to the outer edge of your left foot. Taking the toes to like 10 or 11 o'clock. Bending the right knee if you need to. Catching the ankle if you want it. But it's not necessary unless you need that to feel something. If your right toes came off the ground, let them come back down. If your left arm reached into the sky, left hand down. Come back onto your hands. Inhale, heel toe your left foot to the center of your mat. Give yourself a moment. And then as you exhale, continue to heel toe it all the way over to the right side of your mat so that you can bend your left knee and take your shin more towards the top of your mat. It doesn't have to be parallel, right? So maybe your heel comes in a lot towards your pelvis, and that is okay. Inhale, lift your chest. Slight flex to your left foot, right leg is long. Exhale, drape over your left leg, forehead down. You might have a bolster right in front of your left shin, resting on that or resting on your blocks. And if this doesn't feel good at all, you can come onto your back and cross your left ankle over your right knee or right thigh and take your supine pigeon. Relax your brows and your jaw. Let your torso feel heavy. If you need more sensation, you can walk your hands down by the side, body palms face down, with your fingertips towards the back of your mat. And when you're ready, walk your hands back, lift your chest. That's your inhale. Roll to the left hip and bring your right leg forward as you exhale. Sole of your left foot presses in towards your right inner thigh. On your inhale, reach your arms up high. And as you exhale, fold over your right thigh, relax your shoulders. Relax your brows. Breathe in, know that you're breathing in. Breathe out, know that you're breathing out. And slowly lift yourself back up and come back into your butterfly pose. So right where we were earlier, draw your right foot back, soles of your feet together, heels in towards the sits bones. And then as you inhale, lift your chest. Relax your shoulders back and down. And on the exhale, hinge forward with your chest. Relax your brows, your jaw. And then slowly come back up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Bring your knees together. And then extend your legs long. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, take your chest to your thighs, relax your shoulders. Elongate through your hamstrings, your low back, let all of that go. And walk yourself back up, stack your shoulders over your hips. Cross your feet again at the ankles, so just like in your traditional Sukhasana. And then bring your hands back behind you. And if it feels okay, you might just puff up your chest and arch your back. We're not going to take a belly up back bend today. So this is going to be your back bend. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Some of you will come onto your knees and lift, right? So do what you need. Stay for as many breaths as you want. And then find yourself back into a seated position. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, twist to the right. Let your left hand come to your right thigh, your right hand behind you. Just get a spinal twist here. Lift your chest. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. And then you inhale to come back through center, arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to your left thigh. Left hand behind your left hip. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. And then come back to center as you inhale and stay in your seated position. So if you need to sit on your bolster or on your pillow, if you need to sit up against a wall, it's just going to be several minutes. I'm going to guide you through a meditation, hopefully relieving some stress with breathing and with focus, because I know things are just insane right now, and we've moved through our physical asana practice, but this part is important. So find your seated position. You'll eventually get to lay down and take rest, okay? But I want you to get into a nice position where you can be upright, elongating the spine. It is best, obviously, to be seated in traditional meditation position with your legs crossed, but if you need to be in a chair or supported or whatever, just do that. I want you to be able to sit here and be comfortable enough to stay with me. And then gaze around with your eyes, taking note of your surroundings. See the colors clearly. And notice things that are completely still around you, like the ground, furniture, the other structures. But then can you become aware of anything around you that has movement? Look around without putting labels on the things that you see. Just observe their colors, their patterns, their textures for what they are. And then notice how close things are to you and how far away. See how the light lays upon things, just illuminating them. Where does the light fall? What does the light touch? And allow your mind to naturally find a spot in front of you to fixate on. Begin to slowly blink your eyes and do not look away from your spot. And repeat, think, until your eyes want to naturally close. And when your eyes do close down completely, without opening them back up, notice a gentle wave of relaxation sweep over your body. Bring your awareness to your breath. Observe it. What is it like without attaching labels, good or bad, because it just is. Did you take a nice inhale as soon as you focused on your breathing? Pay close attention to how your lungs expand and contract with each breath that you take. It is a very natural and gentle sensation. And notice how your belly also expands and contracts easily as you breathe. Allow the breath to relax you. In and out. Expand and contract. Refresh and relax. Inhale. And exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold it for 5 seconds. Exhale and relax. Take another deep breath. As deep as you can and hold it. Count for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you exhale, just imagine all of the stress in your body blowing out of your body with that breath out. Take a third deep breath in and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you exhale, blow out all the stress you've been holding on to, saying to yourself, relax here and now. So whenever in the future you have these moments that feel like they kind of hijack you, right? They take over your mind and your mental responses and your emotions. You take 3 long breaths, you hold them for 5 seconds, and as you exhale and you blow that breath out, you allow and give your body permission to let go of all of that that you are holding on to. You choose to be relaxed. You choose to be calm. You choose to be in control of all that you do because your health is important to you. It's natural for you to be healthy and happy. So say to yourself, each day, in every way, I get better and better. Breathe in and out. In order to make change, I challenge myself. Every single day, I become more aware of all the good things in and around me. And to make change, I challenge my thoughts. I challenge every single negative and unproductive thought as it arises. And when I have a negative thought, I acknowledge that I feel this way. And then I release it. Slowly find yourself lying down flat on the earth. Take your rest. Let your legs hang comfortably open. Your arms down by the side body, your palms face up. You start off as you breathe in, you know that you're breathing in. As you breathe out, you know that you're breathing out. Today I am going to ask that you just lie there and rest the whole time as long as you can without me ending your Shavasana. So please stay right where you are and soak in your meditation, your breath work, your physical asana practice. And maybe it's even like 10 minutes, right? Be there. Rest and enjoy.